We would like to welcome everybody to the 2026 Memorial Day service. We had a little wind today, but at least it's sunny and not raining. So as we start off today, we're going to start off with the Star Spangled Banner. Hats. We'll play that right now. We want to welcome one of our very own to Miltonvale Memorial Day service today, Captain Myer. She's the wife of Storm, mother of 5 highly energetic and social children, a high school English teacher at Lakeside Junior High and Downs, and a captain in the National Guard. If I wasn't busy enough, I also write a column for the Blade, where I try to be formal, professional in all I do, create a more controversial tone.
You need to hear.
It's right and serving, a simply living life, everyday life. We want to welcome Megan to our Memorial Day service. Give a warm welcome to Megan, Captain Megan Myer.
Give me a second, I have to put my earphone in. Bear with me, the wind is a little bit rough right now, so on top of my terrible reading, it's going to be jostling me. So, good morning, everyone. I promise this Memorial Day speech will not leave you out in the sun for so long, as I always try to prioritize quality over quantity whenever possible. However, this speech was rather difficult for me to write for many reasons, so it is a bit of a gamble as to what you're going to get. I apologize in advance. I think it is safe to say that I've spent my whole life ensconced within the world of the military in one form or another. The closest examples of this are the 2 wonderful people who raised me, my father and my mother. My mom grew up a well-traveled Army brat, and as I look back at my upbringing, I can clearly see how that aspect of her youth shaped her mentality towards raising children and surviving life's trials. She is one tough gal. My father, when he was 5 years old, saw actor Eddie Albert playing an Army colonel in the movie The Longest Day, and according to legend, decided right then and there that he wanted to serve his country and become a colonel himself one day. Well, Dad met that goal and retired as a full-bird colonel in the Kansas Army National Guard about 15 years ago. Pardon me. And just between all of us, he still has all of his gear safely tucked away in the corner of their basement at home, just in case. But my military blood doesn't stop with my mom or my dad. Both of my grandfathers served, as well as multiple great uncles, and I believe many other members in my family. The military runs strong in us Rainies, as do the expectations, the rigor, and the values that come with it. Having said that, I can promise you that my growing up never pushed the military into the background, far from it. By the tender age of 17, my parents informed me that there was no money for me to attend college, but I wasn't to worry. I did have a couple of options available to me, and I can guess where, or you can probably guess where these are going to take me. Option A was enlist and have the military pay for my education. Or option B, starve and or drown in college debt. I did both, but that's another story for another day. Thankfully, however, there was one more option open to me after I chickened out of option A. I was able to go the officer route. I received an ROTC scholarship at K-State and spent 4.5 grueling years, grueling to me, preparing to wear the rank of an Army officer. And I can personally attest to what I'm about to relate to you. I struggled painfully. I cursed my bad luck. I cried constantly. I hated everything and everyone, and I almost quit ROTC during my first semester. But whether it was because I was tired of walking the line between immediate gratification and perseverance, or because of my dad's loving Christmas break father-daughter chat, which consisted mainly of get your butt back to school and knock this crap off, I soon accepted my military heritage wholeheartedly. Now, fast forward to today, approximately 15 years from that cozy kitchen conversation, and I find myself married to a man who not only has deep roots in the town we live in, as does his family, but also has many family members who, at one point or another, signed their names on that very sacred dotted line, like I myself did. And that knowledge has had me thinking for a few years now. It will never leave me. They will never leave me. I can no more take off my military heritage, the bloodline that sacrificed so fully in ways that most of us cannot imagine, than I could remove an everyday article of clothing. The reality is that a warrior's camouflage, dog tag wearing spirit isn't just within me, it is also thriving on the outside of me in all of her formidable forms. You can't ignore the truth. Their marks are everywhere. I see their hope in those I serve with and their families. I find their memories and perseverance in the eyes of my father and my grandfather-in-law, Harold Myer, who have both seen and faced things that all of us pray to God that we don't have to endure. I see their freedom in my own children who constantly ask me, "Are you going to Army?" I see their values in the actions of my husband, who keeps our home fires blazing while I try and live up to an obligation I accepted all those years ago. I see their pride in the stranger I met at Ray's in Concordia, who proudly told me about his son's service in the Marines and how much it suits him. I see their colors in the flags and in the wreaths we place on the gravestones of our loved ones here today. I feel lots of wind. But most importantly, I see their sacrifice in the names and the absences of all those who came before me, whose courage, love of country, love of freedom, and willingness to give up this world for the next still lives and thrives within us today and our culture. Here's the reason for the holiday we celebrate today, as well as for the countless reminders I find almost everywhere. According to the Wounded Warrior Project, Americans began to recognize Memorial Day in 1868, which was a couple of years after the end of the American Civil War. And the country established it as a federal holiday in 1971. Originally known as Decoration Day, the holiday started with communities, like ours, coming together to decorate the graves of those who died during the service, or their service. That is why you and I are here today, to remember, to honor, to thank those Americans who served in the military, approximately 1.3 million since the Revolutionary War, who never got to go back home. These were soldiers who at some point in their lives gave everything they had, and then some, regardless of what they felt, what they wanted, or what they dreamed their lives would be. They made a decision, stepped into their destiny, and sealed not only their fates, but ours as well. So do you see why this will never leave me? Their sacrifices, values, and beliefs in something so much greater than themselves have woven themselves into our culture, into all of our blood. I can no more truly walk away from my life in uniform than the 1.3 million who came before me. They give me courage and an example to strive for. They gave us a life that many of them probably only had time to truly dream about, but never get. But never had the chance to live themselves. So in return, we will remember and honor their names and their memories, their absences, their strength and their courage, because it took all of that to do what they did. We will decorate their last resting places and have faith in what our Maker said to us in John 14:1-3. Do not let your hearts be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. My Father's house has many rooms. If that were not so, would I have told you that? I am going there to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me, so that you also may be where I am at. So this Memorial Day, let's make a solemn vow. As we traverse our day-to-day lives, let us not use this one day out of the year to remember our fallen soldiers, but walk together each day with the knowledge that their sacrifices gave us a better future, a better here and now. Let us truly remember them, their values, their sacrifices, utilize their examples, and be grateful that though their journey may be done here in this temporal plane, it is just beginning with the great examples of sacrifice and love that could ever be. And that is something for us to be truly thankful for. I, will not and cannot leave them to disappear behind the business of the world today. We cannot leave those who aided so greatly in creating this country. We do not leave fallen comrades. I will run my race with the best of them, even if it is only with their shadows and actions to help guide me, and I hope you do the same. Happy Memorial Day, and God bless all those who relinquish their time to give us our time. God bless all. I'll keep that.
Thank you, Captain Myer. That was very
Time we'll have the placing of the wreath by Harold Myer. all for coming out today. Chamber has over here under the tent, we have some cookies and some coffee, and we can sit around and visit. No hurry. And also, after the benediction, all the veterans, they would like to get a picture of you in front of the memorial. So if you are a veteran, please come and do that. At this time, Storm Myer will give the benediction. You join me in a word of prayer.
Blessed are you, Lord our Father, creator of the heavens and the earth. Lord, today we remember those who gave their lives in service and sacrifice. We thank you for their courage, the courage they had to stand in the face of fear, for families and loved ones who carried heavy burdens, and for the freedoms that they purchased at such a great cost. Teach us to live worthy of those who sacrifice, with gratitude, humility, and love for one another, as the love that they put forth for us. May we be people who pursue peace, honor, truth, and the ability to serve faithfully in our own generation. Comfort those who grieve today and strengthen those who will serve and continue to serve. And remind us that no act of sacrifice is ever forgotten within your sight. As we go from this place, let us carry both remembrance and hope. And God, bless those who have given all, who have given everything, those who continue to serve. God bless this community of Miltonvale. God bless our veterans. God bless the great state of Kansas. God bless the United States of America. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Storm. That was very well put. At this time, we have some coffee and cookies up here, and remember them. They would like to have a picture of all the veterans in front of the memorial, please.